Back in 2011, the town of Ōkuma in Fukushima, Japan, went through something absolutely unimaginable. The nuclear disaster forced everyone to evacuate, leaving the entire community scattered and the town basically frozen in time. But today, something truly extraordinary is happening. Right from the heart of that disaster zone, a totally radical new vision for the future is starting to take shape. I mean, just think about that question for a second. It's one of the biggest challenges a community could ever face. After years of not even being allowed to go back, how do you get people to return? How do you kickstart an economy, rebuild homes, and, just restore a sense of hope when you're starting with a completely blank slate? And that's the real twist in Okuma's story. This isn't just about trying to get back what was lost. It's a genuine chance to completely rethink what a town can even be, to build a community that's not only strong and resilient, but could actually be a model for a sustainable future. So what is their big plan? Well, at the very core of Okuma's comeback is this incredibly ambitious policy, the Ōkuma Zero Carbon Subsidy Program. And this isn't just some small gesture, it's the fundamental blueprint for the town's entire reconstruction. Let's just look at the official language right from the town's own guidelines. Article 2 lays out the whole purpose, and it is crystal clear. They are directly connecting financial help for returning residents with the huge goal of creating a carbon-free society. The two things are completely locked together. So this is the really critical takeaway. It's a dual mission. On one hand, the program is this powerful magnet to pull people back home. But on the other hand, it makes sure that every single new building, every new car, all the new infrastructure, it all has to contribute to that bigger environmental goal. It's just a brilliant strategy for tackling two massive problems at the exact same time. So how are they actually pulling this off? The best way to think about this whole subsidy program is like a set of powerful tools. The town is literally handing its people and businesses a toolkit to build this new green reality right from the ground up. And this toolkit has three main parts. First up, you've got support for green buildings. That's everything from houses to businesses. Second, there are incentives for renewable energy, things like solar panels. And third, they're really pushing for next-gen mobility, which is all about electric vehicles and the cool tech they need. Let's start with green buildings. The first big idea here is something called a ZEH, which stands for Net Zero Energy House. So picture a super smart, incredibly efficient home. It's built with amazing insulation, high-tech gear, and it has its own solar panels or other renewables, so that over a full year, it actually produces as much energy as it uses. Pretty cool, right? And this is where you really see the town's commitment. They're not just suggesting people build these homes, they're making it a financial no-brainer. Look at this. The town will cover half the cost of designing and building a ZEH, all the way up to a maximum of 5 million yen. For a family, that's a massive, massive incentive. But this vision doesn't just stop with houses. Nope. It also applies to businesses through something they call a ZEB, or Net Zero Energy Building. It's the exact same idea as the ZEH, but scaled up for commercial buildings. Think offices, factories, or even shops. And hey, if you thought the housing subsidy was impressive, get a load of this number. For a big commercial ZFB project, the maximum subsidy is a staggering 500 million yen. That's almost $5 million US. This isn't just a policy, it's a massive public investment in building a sustainable commercial hub from scratch. Okay, now for the third part of the toolkit, next-gen mobility. One of the absolute coolest bits of tech they're subsidizing is V2H, which stands for Vehicle to Home. This system basically turns your electric car into a giant battery on wheels for your house. So you can charge your car from your home's solar panels, sure. But here's the amazing part. If the power ever goes out, your car can actually power your whole house. The town is supporting this entire ecosystem. They've got subsidies to help you buy the electric car itself, and then another generous subsidy to install the V2H system that connects it to your house. They'll cover half the cost of the V2H setup, up to 2 million yen. This is all about building a truly integrated, resilient energy grid, one home and one car at a time. So, we've seen the what, all the incredible tools Ōkuma is putting on the table. But how does a resident actually get from, say, an idea for a green home to a finished, subsidized project? Let's break down how it actually works. So the official documents can look a little dense, but the process itself is actually pretty logical. It all starts with applying for the grant before you begin anything. Once you get the official green light from the town, then you can go ahead and build your ZEH house or install your V2H system. After it's all done, you submit a final report with proof that it's finished, and then, boom, you get the subsidy money. It's a clear pathway to make it happen. And this slide just grounds it all in the real world. This is Form 14 from the official guidelines, the actual subsidy claim form. All of this huge visionary thinking ultimately boils down to practical paperwork like this, which is what turns an ambitious policy into real results for the people of Ōkuma. So what does this all really add up to? Is Ōkuma's story just this unique, isolated case that was born from a terrible tragedy? Or could it be something more? Maybe even a blueprint for other places to follow? Now, while the sheer scale of Ōkuma's program is definitely unique because of its circumstances, the idea behind it isn't happening in a vacuum. All across Japan, other local towns and cities are starting to launch their own initiatives to encourage green tech and sustainable living. And a comparison like this really helps you understand the scale we're talking about. On the left, you've got Ōkuma's subsidy for a whole net zero energy house, up to 5 million yen. On the right, we have a similar green subsidy from Otofuke, a town in Hokkaido. Their program offers up to 100,000 yen for solar panels. Now, both are great steps, but this just perfectly highlights the incredible ambition and level of investment that makes Ōkuma's plan so exceptional. And a policy this bold does more than just pay for projects. It sends a powerful message. It helps create a wider culture of environmental problem-solving and innovation. And it really encourages companies and people to start thinking differently. For instance, we're seeing other creative solutions pop up, like this off-grid bio-toilet trailer that's being installed at a mountain resort. It uses biotech so it can work without a sewer connection. It's a totally different problem with a different solution, but it comes from that same spirit of practical, eco-friendly innovation that we're seeing in Ōkuma. Which brings us to our final big question. Ōkuma is taking its greatest tragedy and turning it into a world-leading experiment in sustainable living. It's such a powerful reminder that even from the deepest crisis, it's possible to build back not just what was there before, but what could be. And it really leaves you wondering, could this small town in Fukushima actually be showing the rest of us the way forward?